that if you were...
I know, that's what I'm wondering, like...
Listen, I'm gonna answer you. I don't think that if you're in a home health aide training, which is 2 weeks or 3 weeks,
3 weeks.
you're not going to apply at McDonald's those 2 weeks. You're not gonna apply anyway. You're not gonna be going on an interview. Every day you're gonna be in home health aide training.
Yeah,
So you're not gonna be going on an interview anyway.
Previously applied or something.
If you're not gonna be going on an interview anyway. You will not be going on an interview because you're in your training.
So you complete the training and that's it.
Then you're gonna be working.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why Parks will pay for a training that immediately turns into employment. So you're not gonna go, there's no way you can take the afternoon off to go to McDonald's or wherever. I know you're using that as a thing. You're not gonna be able to go to their interview because you're in a 2-week training and you can't take a day off. So that's out. Because the goal and the mindset is we already know at the end of those 2 weeks you're getting that job. But what we're saying is, you're not in a training program that is going to guarantee employment, and company A, like Aaron's question, well, what if I really want to stay at Parks? It's not an option. The way you stay at Parks is apply for Parks like the rest of the world. In the meanwhile, while you work to get a permanent job at Parks, you need to find a permanent job someplace else. And no, you can't refuse employment. But there are certain instances that you can refuse employment. What would some of them be?
If they actually move out of state or you feel in danger or something, stuff like that.
There's you to move to Timbuktu if you can't work the hours right. You should always be available at least 2 shifts. So because your daycare is being paid for right now, so we got to figure out as parents, what shifts can I work? So if the job says needed midnight to 7, I'm not applying because I'm not working. So don't apply for things that you know you can't qualify for. And that's another thing. So even when we were talking about before, not only sabotaging interviews, but dodging things. So if I've got an extensive felony record, I am not applying to run the daycare center. And it doesn't matter if your felony has anything to do with children or not. And that's the hard part a lot of times. And anybody who has a felony record that needs extra help, talk to me after class, we'll set something else up, because plenty of resources.
I would agree with that. Because my cousin right now he's a director, he has a violent felony, and he's a director. So, I mean, it's possible it can happen. I'm going to tell him not to apply for it.
Nope.
Still apply for it because anything can happen.
Listen, and you know what? Let me backtrack. I should never say don't.
Yeah.
What I say in my brain, I know what jobs I can do and I can get quickly, or what jobs I can keep applying for and keep getting turned down until that 1 in a million miraculous chance give me that shot. I would rather see somebody be inspired by, and because first of all, a person with a college education and a clean background has a hard enough time finding work in New York City. Because it's not just us. We're not in the middle of Okie-doke, Kansas, where there's 5 jobs and there's 5 of us and everybody gets a job and everybody's happy. There's like 5 jobs in New York City and 50,000 people applying for the same job. So our competition is so steep that we have to try to think. Melvin always uses the term, work smart and not hard. So if I know that I can get the job today as the manager of Rite Aid, why do I keep applying for the head teller at the bank job when I got a felony for whatever? I know there's a shot, and I'll do that. But in addition to doing that, I'm going to do other things that I know I'm going to be able to do immediately. Because that's the only way I'm going to successfully get to my goal. And especially people who do not have a work record after their felonies. So if you were away for a long time, or if you know somebody who was away for a long time and they don't have a track record from the time they got out, so now that's the most difficult time. Once you get that first year under your belt working and people can see that, oh, okay, so you came back into my shop every day and the tools were still there, thanks. Because people see felony on your record, and unless people are very naive about certain things. So people see felony on your record, they automatically think you're a thief, you're a this, you're a that. So there's a lot of preconceptions about having felonies on your record. And you may not be able to get the head bank teller job as quickly as somebody else, but you never stole a dime in your life. So it all doesn't make sense, but I don't want to hold the whole class up with that, but if anybody needs extra resources for anything like that, let me know. There's tons of resources for that. Also, people who have never worked outside their house. So I want to ask if there's anybody in here like that. So either mothers, fathers, who have never done anything other than stay home and take care of the kids. Listen, women, can you take your sunglasses off, sir, for class? Thanks. Take your sunglasses off, please.
They're off. They're on
off
my
your
head.
Thank you. So is everything okay?
I'm good.
So there. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Right. So normally, like when I start doing people's resumes, there'll be somebody, either a girl or a guy, who will say to me, and it drives me nuts because people will say, "I've never had a job in my life." But then when you start asking people, "Well, what? You have any kids?" Yeah, I got 3. That's a job. Look, that's a job. It's the hardest job in the world. So any mother, any father, I don't even care if you just spent one summer home with those kids and they survived, you did something! Because it's the hardest job. And parents, whether it's mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever's taking care of the kids, do more multitasking, have more time management, have more patience skills. Because if you've been spending any time with your kids and then have to go out into the real world and work, and has anyone ever been in a position and you look and you say, "Oh my, people get paid for this?" Like, and then they give me an hour break when nobody bothers me.
Yeah, like teams, you get an hour break.
Oh my God! And you zone out. And nobody, ma. Nobody, you just go eat your sandwich, you just sit down in the corner like yourself. I could not believe that people live like this. That they actually, and they pay you, then they give you money at the end of the week. It's amazing. So whatever your job has been, if it hasn't been on the books being paid, it's been a job. And so we can extract skills from anything you've done. Whether that be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, other things that maybe people say, "Well, don't put that on my resume, it wasn't on the books." Well, you put it on your resume.
Self-employed.
So, well, even if it's not self-employed, maybe I worked for Joe Blow's Meat Market. Employers are not calling the IRS going, "You know, I see Sophie here works for Joe Blow's Meat Market. I don't know, you better check on that and see if..." Nobody cares. They want to see a steady work history. And if it wasn't on the books, it's okay, but they want to see that you have skills and that you have done something. All right? Something else that Melvin kind of touched on, and before he left, I just want to get to. There is nothing that, I mean, you guys don't know us yet. We don't know you. We don't know anything about you. But the only way we know what you need is not going to be in class. If you need something, you need to stay after class. If you need something, more attention to whatever it is. We hear every day, and like Melvin said, sometimes we hear till 6 or 7. We only get paid till 5, but we hear till about 6 or 7 at night. So usually most people, everybody gets over, what, 3:30 for the most part? So if you make your way down here, that's fine, but the easiest time to get us is right after your class. And say something. So, and when I say that, whatever it is, if you need extra help in whatever it is, if it's drug and alcohol issues, if it's domestic violence issues, if it's whatever, or if we could be in the middle of the class, and if I say something like, "You know, this one with the purple shirt on," and in her brain she's going, "Why is she calling me this one?" But that's just an expression I use. I say all day long. Look at this one. Look at this one. So if I ever say anything, or if Melvin ever says anything, or whatever, that comes to you like across the wall, and that you're like, "Are you kidding me? I don't want to go back to like put mouth in my stomach." Then stay at the class and say, "Alan, please don't do that again. Don't call me this one again. My name is," whatever. You know what I mean? I don't ever, and I like to tell people that first day, because we're not used to each other yet. And so you may say something to me that I'm going to be like, "Who does she think she is?" Or I may say something to him and he's going to walk out and be all pissed off about. And I go on the rest of my day listening to Dixie, not having any clue that I offended anybody. Or you may not know you offended me. So I want you guys to feel always very open and like be able to come upstairs and go, "Listen, don't do that again." Or you can call me out right in the middle of class too, and I'll do the same to you guys. But I don't want anybody not feeling comfortable enough to do that, okay? So I want to go around quickly. I want to know your name. If you haven't, nobody has been assigned yet except for you and you, right? So everyone else,